Okay, Ebs. What's up, y'all? So listen, we are going to be doing our countdown until we get to that magic number. So the number today is that we need 1,037 more subscribers to get to that 10,000 subscriber count. Y'all, we are on the way. I know that 1,000 seems like a lot, but baby, we started at 0. Okay, we started at 0. Okay. So we're going to get there, honey, and we're going to keep the countdown coming. So, hey, everybody, I am on my way. Well, I am here. I'm actually here. Hold on. Let me get this off of here. What's up? What's up, everybody? Just as a reminder, honey, Christmas is coming, okay? Christmas is coming. For those of you who may not know, Christmas is my favorite time of year. It is only second to when I celebrate my birthday because y'all know, look, I love my birthday, okay? So for the month of December, it is going to be a month of celebration. It's going to be a month of fun. We're going to have game night. That'll be open to everybody. Y'all know we always do our end of the year countdown. The week between Christmas and New Year. We know that we always have some sort of celebration for El Teddy's birthday at the end of the month. But I will be doing my members only 12 days of Christmas countdown. I am in the process of compiling the list. For those of you who were a member last year, then the way it works is starting on December the 1st, it's the 12 days of Christmas. So basically every other day, I will be pulling a name of a member out of my Jack Daniels box. And you will be winning some sort of a prize. Most of the prizes are going to be coming from female vendors. All of the prizes will be coming from Black-owned businesses or minority-owned. Let me say that. Minority-owned businesses. It may be a cash giveaway here or there. But you have to be a member by December the 1st to be eligible. And this is just a special way for me to get back to my members. You do not have to become a member. I mean, of course, I would love for y'all to be members. But there will be other ways to have some Christmas fun outside of that. But I just want to bring all that to everybody's attention. Welcome to all my new members. I got about 30 members yesterday. Some of you guys came over from Mim's channel, and thank you guys for coming. And others of you just kind of found me as you go through the YouTube street. So welcome to everybody. Let me go through and do my hellos and highs to everybody. Lady V was the first person I saw in the room. Hey, Lemon Kush, what's up? Hey, C Golden. Hey, Boo. Brandon, my love. Marilyn. Hey, Diva Juan. Hey, Yana, Duchess World, Miss Baything, Sharice Woods, Danny J has goals. Abby on her way. I understand, baby. I'll catch you on the other side. Sam J is one of my new members. Mwah! Welcome, girl. You was cutting up yesterday, last night. I enjoyed you in the chat. I'm one good Bishop Fraud. Isn't it away from me? Child, he live now talking about something he forgive the robbers. Girl, bye. I'm no Commanders fan, but I was last night. I'm so happy they beat the Eagles. Listen, let me tell y'all something. Now, I'm a Commanders fan. Those who know me know I love football, and y'all know that I've been a Washington fan since I was knee-high to a grasshopper. But my team is so inconsistent. I was like, listen, I'm going to watch this game. But if anybody who knows anything about football, the NFC East, and the Washington and the Eagles. The Eagles have owned us on Monday Night Football for probably about 5 or 6 years. I mean, maybe even longer. I mean, they embarrass us. Even when we're the better team, there have been years when we're the better team and they still find a way to kick our ass, okay? So honestly, I was not holding my breath on that game last night, but baby, after I got off that panel, I went and watched that game. I said, oh, we playing. And for those who do not understand or care, just so you know, the Philadelphia Eagles were the last undefeated team in the NFL for this season, and my team beat them last night. Now, we may not win another game, and I don't care. That was my Super Bowl, okay? Christmas is amazing. Yes, I love it. I love it. Your birthday is a holiday too? Okay, girl, yes. Hey, Nap Queen. What's up, Yogi? Hey, Danny. Call me to talk about the 12 days. I will. Oh, Lord, they go trouble in the chat. Markel, you finally back? I feel like your ass was in Tulum for 2 years. Are you finally back, sir? I heard y'all was down there cutting up down there in Dallas. I'll call you. Yeah, we're gonna do trivia night. And what I usually do is play 2 or 3 games, and one is always like a Christmas, like Christmas movies, Christmas music, something like that. We're gonna have a good time. Commanders, I thought that was a part of Marvel. You go sit down. Just go. Yeah, get back to driving. Hey, Peace, what's up, my love? You have not been demoted. Be quiet, Danny. My little sister Danny, okay? My little sister Danny. What's up? Anybody I missed? I think I got everybody. Hey, Tracy, what's up? What's up? So welcome, everybody. Welcome. So let me just let you guys know that I already have 1, 2, 3. I already have 4 vendors. I already have 4 gifts that are minority-owned businesses for the 12 days of Christmas. Okay. Let's get into some getting to this, okay? Where do I even want to start, honey? Because I'm going to make some of y'all mad at me tonight, but I love y'all. Y'all know I still love y'all anyway, but some of y'all going to get mad at me tonight. Let me see where I want to start. Let me go here. Well, let me give y'all an update on the story, so this way y'all won't make y'all mad. No, this probably gonna make y'all mad. So y'all know Pam Esquire. She's one of the legal correspondents down on YouTube that we support on this channel. Y'all know my official attorney is Simone Redwine, but Pam Esquire has become one of our favorites down here. Now, Pam is currently live right now, so I only got half the tea. That's why I was a few minutes late, because I was trying to get all the tea, but I got enough of the tea to bring it to y'all. But as always, y'all go over and support her and watch the whole video so y'all can get the whole breakdown. But she's doing a video right now explaining why. What's up, Sam J? Hey, boo. Explaining why Kenneth Petty, a.k.a. Nicki Minaj's husband, is suing New York about this whole registry situation. Now, y'all know I have to be very careful about my language as I talk about this story, but y'all can follow me. I told y'all a couple of days ago that he was suing New York because he's like, listen, y'all got me, y'all basically bamboozled me into being put on this registry list, which is hindering me right now because I no longer live in New York. I live with my wife out in California. I got in trouble for not registering in California. And if you put your name on the list, you got to expose the address. My wife is a celebrity. That's a security violation. Like, he has some legit, listen, taking the fact that he pled guilty to this crime, there are some legitimate concerns about him having to put his name on the registry and exposing his wife's address, her being a celebrity. That is valid. I mean, those are conversations they should have had before they got married, but it's a valid thought. So what Pam was explaining is the reason why he is saying that he feels bamboozled by the state of New York. And as I listened to her, some valid points were made. Stay with me. Don't get mad at me yet. Hear me out. When he pled guilty to his crime and he went to jail, there was no such thing as a registry. It didn't exist. The registry was developed while he was in jail. So him having to be put on a registry was not part of his original sentence because it was something that had not been established when he was convicted. Are y'all following me so far? Now, when he got out of jail, the state of New York automatically put him on the registry. It wasn't something that he agreed to as a part, because remember, he pled guilty, which means that there was a plea agreement. It was not a part of his plea agreement. It was a law that existed after he was already in jail. Now, the state of New York, according to Pam, and again, y'all got to go look at the whole video. What's up, Zara? Hey, boo. Y'all got to go look at the whole video to get all of the breakdown. But I'm giving y'all y'all know I'm going to give y'all the cliff notes because I want y'all to go support Pam. What Pam was explaining is that in the state of New York, they have changed this registry criteria multiple times. So, for example, there's a tier 1 or level 1, level 2, level 3. Under what he pled guilty to, he would have been level 2. And under the level 2 guideline, that's a mandatory 10 years. But after 10 years, his name is supposed to be able to come off of the registry, barring him getting into any more trouble, right? As long as he stayed clean and stayed out of any trouble, after 10 years, he was supposed to be able to come off the list. But the state of New York has reconfigured the criteria, and he went from level 2 to level 3. Now, level 3 is, I want to say, either 30 years or life. So what he's saying now is, not only did this not exist when I pled guilty, so it wasn't a part of my original plea agreement. When I got out of jail, you made me level 2 and said, hey, after 10 years, you're good to go, long as you stay out of trouble, which he has done. Let's be clear. He has not had any further violations. He has not been arrested. He has not been in any trouble. So what he's saying is, based on what y'all told me and my attorneys, I'm supposed to be all right. So now I done moved out here to California thinking that I was good, only to find out that y'all talking about putting me back in jail for not registering for something I did not know I had to register for. Are y'all following this? Remember, for whatever we may feel about what this man did or did not do, he pled guilty when he was 15 years old. He served however many years he served, and he got out. So now we fast forward, and he's like in his 40s now. We fast forward, and he's thinking he's good. And he's saying, listen, New York keeps changing the goalposts. I did what y'all told me to do, regardless of whether I'm guilty or not. We ain't arguing about whether he's guilty or not. He's saying New York keeps changing the goalpost on me. And so now, yeah, he was 15 and the girl was 16, or vice versa. Either she 15, but they were 15 and 16. So again, I know for the people who aren't crazy about Nicki Minaj, and certainly no one is a fan of assault. None of us are. But we also have to keep this in context too, y'all. And we have to be fair about it. So that's why I was a little late, because I was listening and I said, oh, wait a minute. This is very interesting. And now that I hear that, I'm going to go back after I get off of here and I'm going to go listen to all of the rest of what Pam said. But based on that information, I'm like, hold up. He might have a valid case, y'all. He may have a valid case. And so it's going to be very interesting to see how this plays out. Because the one thing, again, we're going to take Nicki Minaj out of it. We're going to take the crime out of it. And we're just going to look at this from the point of view of the criminal justice system. And once you get in the criminal justice system, how hard it is for you to get out, and how hard it is for you to go out and be able to pay your debt to society, become a better person, and still can't get from under the mess. you know, and I say all that to say this. This guy has not been in any further trouble. Whether he was truly guilty or not, he pled guilty, so that's no longer an argument. He pled guilty. But it was 20 years ago, or give or take a few years. And he's been in no further trouble. At what point is it okay for him to live his life? No, he did not. To my knowledge, let me say that. To my knowledge, he did not. This was for assault. I don't want to say the word, but assault. So I'm gonna have to y'all have to go, and like I said, y'all go look at Pam. Can one of my mods drop the link for Pam's channel? Y'all go check out. She was live when I went live, so I'm sure it'll still be up there. What's up, Kenneth Love? Yes, Auntie Didi, the devil is definitely in the details. The devil is definitely in the details. Yeah. So it's very. Oh, he did. People sometimes come off the registry here all the time, and people think the person moved, but it was because the name comes off. So Tracy, you saying he did unalive somebody? Because I don't know that part of his story. He did. Hold on. Are y'all saying he did? Are y'all saying he did to what BAP asked me? Or are y'all saying he did? Because Marilyn just added happy. Janae, I know Janae is ready to be out of class. Hold on. Let me see. Because you said it happy. Hold on. I'm waiting on the Trump news. Child. Okay, so I'm not familiar with that part. He pled guilty to that? Okay. I'm not familiar with that part of his story. I know they always focus on this assault. I didn't know nothing about that part. So that's something I would have to do further information on. But this is solely about him being on the registry, about him being on the SA registry. I don't know nothing about that other stuff, and I would have to go look that up. So let me put a pin in that one. But right now we're just talking about him being on the registry, because even if he pled guilty to that, that wouldn't have anything to do with him being on the registry. Would you say in 2006? Okay, but that still wouldn't have anything to do with the registry. So I'll have to go back and look though. But that's still separate. Hey, correct. We're talking about Kenneth Petty, Nicki Minaj's husband. Because in New York is apples to oranges. Hey, Pinky Tiki, how you doing, love? Yeah, send me the link back. Please do. Send me the link. You want to send it to me on Instagram? Or you want to email it to me? Because I can send you my email. Before I forget, because I meant to say this on yesterday, this week, the week of November the 13th through the 19th is Trans Awareness Week. So please, ladies and gentlemen, what's up, DMV? Stand up. So we want to acknowledge any of my supporters, any of my subscribers that are a part of the community, that are especially part of the trans community. We see you, we love you, we support you, and please, you guys, please become aware of the dangers and the extra added, for lack of a better word, negative experiences that. Okay, you sent it to me. Okay, thanks, Bap. Experience that our trans brothers and sisters go through. It's an extra level of just danger and security for them. So we want to just let them know that we see them and we love them and we support them. And this is the week of Trans Awareness Week. So just so that you guys know that. So go out and learn something. If you don't know a lot about the trans community, go do some research. Google it. Just Google it. Okay. Go and do some research. Go and Google some famous trans. You may be surprised. You go Google some famous trans men and women. You may be surprised at who you didn't know. Okay, moving on. But I just want to give a special shout out to Tracy Africa. For those of you who I'm gonna try to come up with a different famous trans person every day that you guys may not be familiar with. Tracy Africa is a model. I don't know if you guys watched Pose. If you did watch Pose, the storyline that dealt with the model, her name is killing me. India Moore is her real name, but the character right now is killing me. But her storyline on Pose, where she became, you know, a cover girl, and she became this big model, and then she was outed as being trans, and it sort of destroyed her career. That was based on the story of Tracy Africa. Tracy Africa was a black trans angel. Thank you, Danny. Was a black trans model who was actually, she was on the one of the first black models on the cover. She was on the cover of a was it Revlon? But it was like a perm box and things like that. And she was outed, and it affected her career. But she follow her. I follow her on Instagram. She is still gorgeous, and she is still doing great things. But that storyline on Pose was based on a true story, and the model was Tracy Africa, Traci, Africa. So go look her up. So I'll try to come up with a different trans person that you guys may not be very familiar with. We'll talk about them anyway. But I wanted to say that before I forgot, because I meant to say something yesterday and I totally got caught up. So anyway, all right, you said the case was in 1995. Oh, the essay case was 1995. The manslaughter case was in 2006. All right, let me look it up. I'm gonna look it up. But again, it's still maybe that's why the state of New York changed his status. That may be valid. That may be a valid reason. That may be a valid reason, honey. Because even though it's two separate crimes, New York might be trying to say, well, listen, you still out here acting a fool. You still out here getting in trouble. I don't know why this stuff doesn't come to me. Okay, there it is. BAP sent it to me. Okay. I will accept the message. I don't know why some things that people send me I get, and then other things I don't get. All right. Okay, in 2002. But now, Kenneth, this may have something to do with why New York changed your status, sir. Okay. So he served 7 years for that, and he was released in 2013. Okay, Kenneth. All right. Okay. Well, that may have something to do with why they changed his status. But based on just taking that out of the equation, I'm going to just keep it right here. That is what his lawsuit is based on. That he said that they kept changing the goalpost on him, and that is why he is now suing. And let's be clear, he's suing to get his name off of the registry so he can live happily ever after out in California with Nikki. I mean, we know what that's about. Can someone educate me on if transgender is interchangeable with transgender? It's the same word. I'm confused, Lady V. Hey, Alex. Lady V, I'm confused. You just typed the same word. It's transgender interchangeable with transgender. I'm confused. Is it a typo, or am I just not understanding your question? Lady V, let me know if that's a typo or if I just misunderstand what you're asking me. Because it's the same word. Transgender is interchangeable with transgender. I'm not clear your question. So I'll answer your question, or somebody in the chat can answer your question, but I need you to clarify for me. Okay. But since we're talking about Nikki, I might as well go ahead and talk about these Grammys. Now, I know this the part of the evening where y'all about to get mad at me. So let me just go on and let y'all get ready to get transgender and transsexual. I think it is, but somebody in the chat correct me if I'm wrong. I think it is. I think it's interchangeable. But please somebody in the chat correct me if I'm wrong, because I certainly don't want to give out false information. So here's the part where y'all about to get mad at me, okay? Let me just go on the Barbs. Just go on and get ready to be mad. Just go on and get ready to be mad. So the Grammy nominations came out today. Now, we know there was a whole argument down to the internet a week or so ago with Lotto and Nicki Minaj and a whole situation because Nicki was upset at the category that she was being placed into, yada, 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 boo, boo, boo. So the nominations come out today, and Beyonce becomes the most nominated artist in the history of the Grammys. I think they said she ended up with 80 nominations, and she surpassed her husband, who had Pryor had the title. But Nicki Minaj was not nominated, nor was Summer Walker. And, you know, people mad about it. Okay, the people are mad about it. And listen. Listen. Okay, so Diva Wan says, yes, it's interchangeable, but transsexual is slightly more on the derogatory side. So transgendered is the preferred term, Diva Wan. Transgendered is the preferred term. So let me say this about the Grammys, y'all. And y'all don't have to agree with me, which that's okay. Y'all know y'all don't agree with me a lot. And it's okay. I love y'all anyway. The Grammys are a popularity contest. Remember, there are people that are a part of the committee that votes. It's people behind the Grammys, just like it's people behind the Oscars, just like it's people behind the Emmys, just like it's people behind the Tonys. There are people behind these committees. And it is all about playing the game. It is all about saying the right things for the right people at the right time. You don't have to like it. You don't have to agree with it. But it is what it is. Now, do I agree? I don't. And y'all know, listen, I'm not the biggest Nicki Minaj fan, and nor am I the biggest Beyonce fan. But Beyonce could drop an album breathing, and they're going to nominate her for a Grammy, okay? Beyonce could drop an album going, and she's going to be nominated for 10 Grammys. Nicki has pissed the wrong people off. And they're going to make an example out of her. It's just as simple as that. I'm not saying that it's right. I'm not saying I agree. I'm not saying it's okay. I'm just telling you what it is. Now, Summer Walker, I don't even know why you mad. Girl, go sit down somewhere. You don't even halfway show up to your concerts. Okay, ma'am? Summer Walker, you just be halfway showing up and doing stuff that you're supposed to be doing. All of that, whether y'all like it or not, all of that is they take all that stuff into consideration, people. They take all that stuff into consideration. They look at your engagement with your fans. They look at if you are problematic. They look at all of that stuff. All of that stuff. So at the end of the day, you don't have to agree, y'all. You don't. Like, that's cool. You ain't got to like it. I'm just telling you what it is. She got all the nods without any visual. She's that girl. I'm not surprised Nicki was snubbed. She acted a whole fool about the category she submitted her song for. Summer Walker has a phenomenal album. She made very well. I'm happy for Lotto and Glorilla. Now, let me read y'all this. I looked this up just for y'all. Just for y'all. I looked this up just for y'all. We're going to read through it together. All right. These are 25 artists who have never won a Grammy. 25 artists who have never won a Grammy. Let me read. Some of these names might shock y'all. Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg has been nominated 17. Now I'm getting this article from, I got this from Rolling Stone, dated. Oh, this is an old article. Oh, shoot. This is my fault. I should have looked at the date. This article is about 5 years old, so it might be a little dated. Hold on. Let me try to find the article. We're going to go. This is about 5 years old, so let's just go through what they have right now, child. Okay. Snoop Dogg has been nominated 17 times for a Grammy as of 2015. He was tied for first place in competition to be the artist with the most Grammy nominations and 0 wins. But again, this is old, so if he won one since then, sorry. But that's my fault. I should have checked the date on this, but I just Googled it and was like, let me use this. Okay. Brian McKnight. Brian McKnight was nominated 16 times. As of 2015, he has not won a Grammy. And y'all got to remember, Brian McKnight, not only is Brian McKnight an R&B singer, but Brian McKnight writes a lot of hits for other people. So not only has none of his music been nominated, but none of his music that he writes for other people has won a Grammy. Well, not nominated, but won. Okay, won. They calling him the Susan Lucci. And if y'all don't know that joke, Susan Lucci played Erica Kane on All My Children for like 50 years. And she got nominated every year and did not win. She didn't win until I think she finally won like the year before she retired, or that All My Children got canceled. Like she finally won like right at the end. Brian, yeah. Okay. They got another guy here. I don't know him, so ain't no need me calling his name. Bork. We don't care about Bork. As of 2016, Katy Perry had not won a Grammy. Now, again, this article is old, so she may have won a Grammy in the last 5 or 6 years. But as of, she had been nominated 13 times, and she had not won a Grammy. Nas, we know Nas won now, but Nas had been nominated 11 times up until, this is again, 2016. He had not won a Grammy. Busta Rhymes, nominated 11 times. Not won a Grammy. Nicki Minaj is on the list. Not one. She's been, as of 2016, she had been nominated 10 times, never won. Tupac, never won a Grammy. Public Enemy, well, you know, Public Enemy. Depeche Mode, Notorious B.I.G., Guns N' Roses, Justin Bieber. He might have won one by now, child. Justin Bieber probably won one, child. Kiss never won a Grammy. The Spice Girls. Hell, the Spice Girls was never even nominated, child. And there was some other people on the list that we don't know. You know, we don't care about those people. We don't know those people. But my point is this. Y'all. Diana Ross never won a Grammy. You sure? Diana Ross never won a Grammy? That surprises me. Because, you know, now that surprises me that Diana Ross ain't never won a Grammy. Nope, believe it or not, Diana Ross has never won a Grammy. Her first 12 nominations, her first of 12 nominations was in 1964. Wow. I did not know that. I didn't know Diana Ross had never won a Grammy. See, look at that. So my point is this, you guys. We can be mad. Well, y'all can be mad because I don't care. I don't care. Because I don't even have to look at the Grammys, so I know I don't care who winning them. Y'all can be mad that Nicki ain't winning a Grammy. Should she have won a Grammy? Sure. I'm going to go with y'all on that. Yeah, absolutely she should have won. Sure. But you have to remember, when going back to almost kind of what I just got finished talking about with the Kenneth Petty thing, when you keep changing the goalposts, there is no set criteria for who wins a Grammy. There really ain't no set criteria for who gets nominated, other than your nomination has to be in by a certain date. The music has to be released by a certain date for you to be eligible for that year's nominations. That's really about it. It doesn't have anything to do with album sales and record sales. Your record company can nominate a song on the anticipation that it'll do well. There's no rhyme or reason for it. So when there's no set criteria for how you win an award, then, and there are people behind the curtain voting, then what it comes down to is who those people want to see win, period. It just comes down to who those people want to see win. That's it. That's all, y'all. And here's the thing. Here's the reality. This is where y'all gonna really get mad at me. Here's where y'all gonna really get mad at me. But y'all know I love y'all anyway. Hence the reason why the Black community created their own awards. Here's the reason why we created the Soul Train Awards. Here's the reason why we created the NAACP Awards. Here's the reason why they created the Now it's escaping me, but it's another one. It's another black one. We ain't even gonna talk about the Source Awards, but we got the BET Awards and all that. Here's the reason why these award shows were created, so we can celebrate ourselves. So we don't have to wait on the Grammys, the Oscars, the Emmys to tell us that we did something great, because we don't have to wait on the established organizations, these people, to tell us we did a good damn job. But here's what we do, and I say we as artists, I'm talking about the black folk, y'all. Here's what we do. We go to all these award shows when we're trying to get established. We show up for BET. We show up for the NAACP Awards. We show up for the Source Awards. We show up for the Soul Train Awards, right? We show up for all these award shows when we're trying to get on. And then when we get on, we don't show up anymore. We can't be bothered anymore because now the Grammys are calling. Now the Emmys are calling. Now the Oscars are calling. And us as a community have placed the Grammys in a place of honor that's more important than our own people celebrating us. And so when I look at the Nicki Minaj's of the world, the Diana Rosses of the world, hell, I'm going to even say the Beyoncé's of the world, even though Beyonce has gotten that acceptance from them, we don't respect the things that were put in place to celebrate us when they wouldn't. When they wouldn't celebrate us. We are not respecting the organizations that put things in place for us. Now, if we got a new album coming out, we'll show up. We got a new project that's dropping, we'll show up. But look at how many, and I know y'all gonna be mad when I'm gonna say this, and I don't care, I love y'all anyway. Look at how many years we ain't see Beyonce. Look at how long we didn't see Beyonce at any of the black award shows. But when she dropped her last album, not her last album, but what was that album that had Formation, and she did the song with Kendrick Lamar? Remember that? Oh, all of a sudden she opened up the BET Awards. Whoa, wait a minute, where Beyonce been? Her and Kendrick Lamar, and it was a great performance. I ain't taking nothing from her. It was a great performance, but what did she do after she performed? What did she do after she performed, y'all? She left. Her mama had to accept the award. She won an award later on that night. She wasn't even there. Now, they said it was a conflict and she had to be somewhere else and she had to get on out of there. That's fine. I don't know that woman's schedule. I ain't going to say she ain't had nowhere to go. I'm just talking about the optics. When I was growing up, and I know y'all know I'm old, but to be honest with you, the MTV Awards and the BET Awards for me were more important than the Grammys. Right. I remember the very first year that they even added a rap category to the Grammys. And what happened? They didn't even show it on TV. It wasn't being televised. So what happened? All of the hip hop artists, they boycotted. Will Smith won. DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, they won the very first rap Grammy. And all of them boycotted because they said they're not even showing the rap category on television. It's one of those awards that they give out. You know how they show the Grammys earlier tonight, so-and-so won. Earlier tonight, this person won. It was one of the categories that they didn't even show on TV. But now we are so concerned at what the Grammys give us. Billboards and American Music Awards. Yeah, I mean, the reality of the situation, honestly, y'all, and again, I get it. You want to win everything. You want all of the things. I get it. But let's not. I just feel like we get so caught up and constantly trying to be invited to the party that they don't want us at, when there's a perfectly good party down the street that has rolled out the red carpet. Nicki Minaj just won the Icon Award. What the show was that? She just won the damn Icon Award. BET Awards was a whole weekend, right? I mean, I remember I used to love the American Music Awards way more than I ever cared about the Grammys. Y'all know I love me some Bae, but I see you could be into something. Remember when she gave that Skype performance to the BET Awards at that one year and then ended up performing live at the MTV Awards? Yeah, I mean, again, y'all, I'm not saying that you can't. I'm not begrudging anybody wanting to go to the big party. That's crazy. Why wouldn't you want to go to the big show? All I'm saying though is, let's not forget why these other avenues were created. They were created because we didn't get invited to the party. They were created because we weren't respected. Look at Hattie McDaniels. They wouldn't even let Hattie McDaniels' ass in the auditorium to get her Oscar. They would not let her in. She had to stay in a waiting room in the back and accept her award. They wouldn't even let her in the freaking room. So, excuse me if I don't really care that Nicki Minaj hasn't been nominated, or hasn't won. And excuse me if I don't care that Beyonce has had 80 nominations, because it's not balanced and fair. It's based on who is in the machine. And y'all ain't gotta like it. Hey G, what's up, nephew? And y'all ain't gotta like it, but it is what it is. Now, we can't expect Beyonce to have changed her tour, which was planned a year in advance for an award show. She has performed at the BET Awards numerous times. I understand that, Diva. I'm just bringing up. I'm just saying. I'm just bringing up stuff. That's all we talking about. I'm 52 years young. The Grammys is boring. I like the AMAs. Yeah, I think the Grammys are boring too, honestly. For a while, I think the Grammys did a good job of doing the mashups where they had like the different artists of different genres singing together. And that sort of made people care for a minute. At least for me. That made me interested for a minute. But that sort of wore off after a few years too, because it was kind of like, all right then, I remember when they snubbed Sierra for Body Parts because it sampled the song, and then a year after that allowed song samples to be added to categories. Well, that's because music changes. Music changes, right? But again, I remember the story of Diana Ross and Lady Sings the Blues, right? I'm going to tell y'all this story, and then we're going to move on to the next topic. When Lady Sings the Blues came out, Diana Ross was a contender. She played the hell out of that movie, right? And I'm not the biggest Diana Ross fan, but Diana Ross played the hell out of Lady Sings the Blues. If I ain't never going to give her credit, I'm going to give her credit for Mahogany and Lady Sings the Blues, all right? Diana Ross was a contender. Berry Gordy was the executive producer. Lady Sings the Blues came out through Motown's movie division. But because Berry Gordy didn't know how to play the Hollywood politics game, and he wouldn't listen to what people were trying to tell him, he actually ended up pissing them off. Hey, where you gonna go? Oh, okay. I hadn't had anything. I didn't know if he was running out to get something to eat. So he didn't listen when people tried to tell him, this is how you play the game. He didn't listen when people told him what he should and shouldn't do. And what he is poor now, child. And what he ended up doing, he tried to handle Hollywood the way he handled music. Now, we can just go on and call a thing a thing. We know Berry Gordy did a lot of payola back in the day. He greased the palms of certain DJs. He threatened some DJs. He had a little bit of tea, a little bit of blackmail. That was the game Berry Gordy played back in the 60s to get his artists on the radio. Well, he tried to play that game in Hollywood. And we know that didn't go over too well. Like, white Hollywood could give a damn about Berry Gordy. Okay? And his new established Hollywood. Nobody cared. And what ended up happening was he ended up doing Diana Ross more of a disservice than anything else. And she ended up not getting what she probably would have got had he either A, listened to what people tried to tell him, or shut up. And I say all that to say it's all a game. And it's about who is on top, who is liked, and who ain't liked. And that, you're right, that might have something to do with why her ass don't have a Grammy either, but that's another conversation for another day, child. The Academy gave it to Liza as a nod or tribute to her mama. But word on the curb is that Diana Ross had that Oscar all but sewn up for Berry Gordy. Anyway, moving on. So I knew that was going, you know, like I said, y'all know I love y'all. Y'all love me. Since I'm already, let's go ahead and talk about Ashley, child. Since we already talking about, well, no, let's talk about Meg Thee Stallion and then we'll get into Ashley. Because we'll stay in the music genre. Now, I got this story late last night that Meg won a lawsuit against her record label, a temporary restraining order. From what I'm able, Carl Crawford, who owns 5101 Music Group, which has Nicki's contract. Y'all know that they're currently in litigation. Y'all know that they're in litigation right now. So Meg is supposed to perform at the AMAs on Sunday. They filed a lawsuit to stop her from being able to perform. I'm assuming her new music off of this new album she just dropped a few months ago, or however long ago it was, which basically would stop her from being able to really perform on the AMAs because nobody is interested in seeing her perform Body or any of her old songs. They want to hear the new stuff. They want to see her new music. She won against them, and she did get a temporary restraining order where she will be allowed to perform any of the music that she wants to perform Sunday night. So this lawsuit is still ongoing with her and her music group. But it seems like she won a temporary victory, at least as far as for Sunday night. So she should be performing. I think Glorilla is performing Sunday night as well. So I thought that was good news. I mean, whether you are a Meg fan or not, it really comes down to these crazy contracts that they get these people to sign up for, and what that ends up looking like on the back end, right? So since we were on music, I just thought I would stick to that. Right, you're right. She did perform Body already. Yeah, so nobody wants to hear any of that. That happened to Russell Crowe. He was a shoe in to win an Oscar for A Beautiful Mind, but he pissed the Academy off. And again, yeah, he sure did. I remember that. I remember him pissing off the Academy. All right, so let's get into this. So last night, wait a minute, what? Hold on, Tracy. Did you send it to me? Tracy, did you text this to me? Girl, you know Tracy, my producer, y'all. She just sent it to me. Hold on, y'all. Breaking news. Listen, everybody's sending it to me now. Hold on. TMZ is reporting. Oh, we got some breaking news, honey. See what be happening over here? Hold on. Let me get to it. Blueface. Breaking news. Blueface has been arrested for attempted. Blueface, the rapper Blueface, Christian Rock, whatever, was arrested in Las Vegas. The rapper was taken down and cuffed on Tuesday outside of Lolo's Chicken and Waffles in Vegas. Abby, we were supposed to go to Lolo's Chicken and Waffles when we were in Vegas, but when we looked it up, it said it was closed permanently. We must have looked up the wrong one because clearly it wasn't closed if Blueface was eating there today. I'm sorry. Sidebar. In what appears to have been an undercover operation. Eyewitnesses tell us that 6 to 8 officers were in on the arrest, parked in unmarked cars. As you see in our clip, well, they got a clip on. Y'all know I ain't showing TMZ. You know TMZ will flag you. I'm not showing nothing from TMZ. They all piled on to detain him as a crowd formed. Blueface's girlfriend, Krishan Rock, was also there and looked just as confused as everyone else. Well, to be fair, cops on the scene said they were executing an open warrant for his arrest. TMZ has obtained legal docs connected to the warrant, and the charges are serious. Felony attempted with the use of a deadly firearm or tear gas. So for attempted, not for actual. He's facing an additional charge of discharging a gun into a house, building, vehicle, or craft. The incident that got Blueface arrested occurred on October the 8th, and it says story is still developing. Y'all, well, that is breaking news, and if I get more information, I'll tell you. Oh, he kicked an officer. Oh, child. That from what I just read, that's like that's the least of his problems that he kicked the officer, child. Who? Well, thank y'all for the people in the chat. Tracy, I saw you first. Lady Libra, you somewhere in the clouds. She sent me the article. Thank y'all. Y'all know I'm gonna do a quick drop on this as soon as I get off of here. Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. Okay. I'll keep y'all posted on what, when I get information, y'all get information. So with that being said, let's go on and move on to what I was getting ready to talk about, which seems so boring compared to that now, child. That's all the article said, Lady V. It doesn't say. It just said that the story is still developing. It says it goes back to an incident on October what day did I say? It goes back to an article. It goes back to an incident from October the 8th. But it says that the story is still developing. So I don't have anything more. And that's TMZ. Y'all know TMZ gonna give it to us. So I do see the video. I'm not gonna show y'all the video though, because like I said, TMZ will flag me. But they do have the actual footage of him being taken down on the ground and arrested. They do have the footage. Yeah. All right. Child, I gotta get back to what I was talking about. Hey, just simply, what's up? All right, y'all. There's 111 people in the chat. How many likes am I looking at? Can we get at least half of that? Can we get at least 50 likes? At least? I would prefer 75, but I'm just saying. All right, so yesterday, y'all know we had our panel over here, the Whether You Like It or Not panel, and we were talking about, obviously, the Real Housewives of Potomac, the Whether You Like It or Not panel we review. Right now, we're reviewing Potomac, and we got on a topic as it relates to labor and labor relations. Listen, I didn't want to go down that rabbit hole, but there were some people in the chat that were arguing with me about what I was saying about labor relations and things like that. Listen, I don't claim to know everything. Lord knows I don't. I wish I did, but I don't. Actually, no, I don't. I don't wish I knew everything because, child, no. But when it comes to labor relations, all I was saying was, and I know people who like Candace and feel like Candace ain't doing nothing wrong, and why can't Candace say what she want to say, and people just get mad because Candace has better clapbacks, yada yada yada. That's fine. I ain't about to sit here and argue with y'all over Candace and her mouth. I'm just not. The only point I was making last night was take the reality show aspect out of the conversation, and let's just look at this as a job, which is what it is. Yes, it is a TV show. Yes, they are entertaining us, but it is a job. So let's look at this as a job. All I was saying last night. And what I said was, when your boss comes to you and says, hey, girl, we've been getting some complaints about your tone and your delivery, and we need y'all to work on both. We have been getting complaints about your tone and your delivery, and we need you to work on it. Forget about the reality show. Forget about whether you like Andy Cohen or not. Just look at it from the job aspect. We've been getting complaints about your tone and your delivery, and we need you to work on it. If your contract, if you are in a job where you are on a year-to-year contract, I promise you that there are clauses in that contract that speak to your behavior, and they're very open-ended statements. If y'all have ever seen these contracts for certain jobs, there are very open-ended statements that they put in these contracts, right? They talk about your behavior. They talk about things along those lines, right? If they decide that they do not want to renew her contract, they don't have to give, they don't have to say, well, we're not renewing your contract because your mouth is too reckless. They're not going to say that. Bravo is a huge company. They're not stupid. They're not going to say, oh, your mouth is too reckless, because yes, then Candace can probably give them 500 other examples of other housewives who have said just as bad, if not worse. Bravo isn't stupid. All I was saying is they don't have to give her a reason that says, girl, we don't like what you're saying out your mouth. All they have to say is, we're making some changes. It's an ensemble cast. We bring people in and we take people out all the time. Her storyline is no longer conducive to what we're doing in Potomac. That's it. That's all. They don't have to go no deeper than that. Look at examples of housewives who have been let go for whatever the reason is. Cynthia was a fan favorite. Cynthia was allegedly, because her, she was making too much money. I'm trying to think of some good examples while I'm here. Yes, but TV is different from regular jobs. Reality TV is the type of job that thrives on clapbacks and sassy tones and delivery. And all of the women have reckless mouths on these shows. I understand that, Sleepless in New York, but here's what I'm saying. All I'm saying is, if your boss decides that he does not, here's the thing. Again, here's where I think people are misunderstanding what I'm saying. I'm not arguing with y'all that if they got rid of Candace, it would be effed up. And I ain't even a Candace fan. What I'm saying is, they don't have to give a, people keep acting like they have to have a reason, and they don't. They don't. This is an ensemble cast. You sign a year-to-year contract. You are an at-will employee. At the end of that contract, they reevaluate what it is that you brought to the show, what they think you will continue to bring to the show, and whether they want to continue to have a working relationship with you. And at the end of it all, when they weigh the pros and the cons, all they have to say is thank you for your service. They don't have to give you a reason. They don't have to explain. They fired Quad off of Married to Medicine. You know why they fired Quad off of Married to Medicine? Because they said she was getting a little too beside herself. They said that she was showing up late all the time and she was being disrespectful of production's time. Quad was a fan favorite. You see, they bought her. First of all, she got fired, but then they ended up giving her a friend of the show role because they knew that she was important to the story and people loved Quad. And then she ended up getting her job back. But they did it to humble her. They did it to say, listen, girl, you're getting a little too beside yourself. You're starting to think you're more important than this show, and you're not. Hell, they fired Mariah from her own damn show. Mariah's name is still listed as an executive producer of Married to Medicine, but her ass got fired. That's all I'm trying to get people to understand. We get that. However, Viewers are pointing out the double standard. Lisa Rinna's mouth was a dumpster fire and told Andy to put her on pause. A black housewife could never. But guess what? She is on pause. And guess what? The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is on pause right now. And I'm responding to comments I got today. So some of y'all may not know. Let me say that. People said things in my comment box, and I'm actually responding to some of the comments I got today. Where people was coming for me, honey. People was coming for me. And also, let me explain this to you guys. For some of y'all are new and y'all don't know my background. I actually worked for the union. I worked for the teachers union for a couple of years. So I also see things through the lens of an employer-employee. I've been on both sides of the coin. I've been in management. I have hired, I have fired. I have interviewed. I've had to go to HR. I've had to do performance evaluation plans. I've been on that side of the bench. I've been on the other side of the bench working for the union, defending teachers, trying to keep jobs and save jobs. I've seen the lens from both sides. And all I'm saying to y'all is this. We can't get so caught up in whether we like somebody or not that we forget that this is a job. And absolutely, I agree with what y'all are saying, that other franchises get away with things and that other people get away with things. Sure. Hell, we don't even have to make it a black and white thing. Giselle gets away with murder. Giselle gets away with murder. We ain't even got to make it a black and white thing. Giselle has no storyline and gets away with murder every season. But Andy likes her. Andy likes her. It is a double. I'm not arguing the double standard. Yes, and why is that? Because of the major backlash that Bravo and Andy received. They read the comments on Twitter and on IG. They couldn't ignore the overwhelming response of viewers calling out the double standard. Yeah, it's a job. Melly, you know me. It's a job, and they have contracts. That's all I'm saying to y'all. And again, I'm not saying I know everything. I know that even in a right to work state, you can't violate the law. I understand that. But do y'all know how high the bar is to prove these things? Like, you almost have to have a smoking gun. You almost have to have a smoking gun. You almost have to have an email, a voicemail that point blank they say, no, we just teach and live in the same areas. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you almost have to have a smoking gun of an email that says, we're going to fire her because she's black. And most people in this day and age are not that dumb. So I get it, because somebody was like, just because it's a right to work state doesn't mean they can break the law. I know that. But what I'm saying is, in a right to work state, the burden is so high to be able to prove, yeah, you can go to EEOC. Sure. Do you know the percentage of people who win an EEOC case? Look it up. Sure, you can go to the Department of Labor. Yeah, you can. If there was no backlash regarding the way Garcelle treated and the way Andy treated Candace compared to Lisa Rinna, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills will be filming now, so the voices of the people can work. I'm not arguing that point. We talking about two different things. Lawrence, we talking about two different things, babes. I'm not arguing that. I'm not arguing that there isn't that fan backlash doesn't play in. I'm not arguing that at all. I'm not. I'm not arguing that. I'm not arguing at all, y'all. I'm not arguing. We're having a good conversation, and I appreciate y'all. But your point is valid. Absolutely. Listen, Andy does read Twitter, and Andy does react. Please know that. He reacts to what's out there. He absolutely does. And it does make a difference when the fans complain, when the fans bring things up, when the fans express concern, and absolutely that makes a difference. It absolutely makes a difference. And that's all I'm saying. Like I said, I'm basically having this conversation in response to comments that people left under the video today. You ain't lying. I'm an employment discrimination attorney. The burden is very high. Yeah. And again, I know that you can't just go out and willy-nilly break the law just because you're a right to work state. All I'm saying is, listen, it happened to me. I worked in North Carolina years ago when I first got out of college. And I didn't get fired. I actually quit. This was funny. I actually quit, but they wouldn't let me work out my 2-week notice. And I was mad because I wanted to work out my 2-week notice. Because obviously I wanted another paycheck. So I wanted to work out my 2-week notice and they wouldn't let me. And I actually talked to a friend of mine who was an attorney at the time. And I was like, they can't do that. I mean, I was young, y'all. I didn't know no better. I was 20 years old, child. 21. I didn't know no better. But basically, they were like, yeah, they can. Like, they don't have to let you work out a 2-week notice. It's a courtesy. They can say, okay, well, make today your last day, which is what they did. They were like, okay, well, make today your last day. You know, good luck. Good luck on your future endeavors, you know. So it's and I know the reason why I quit was because if I knew then what I know now, I would have handled that situation differently. But I had a supervisor who was creating what's up, Xavier, baby, who created a very hostile work environment. She was a Black woman. Let me tell you something. Some of the worst people I ever worked for were Black women. But she created a very hostile work environment, and I was actually developing an ulcer. If I knew then what I know now, I would have played that whole situation differently. But I ain't know no better. You're so right. I'm a union rep in a healthcare setting. Some same damn concept. I live in New York, so unions are heavily encouraged and supported. Yeah. So that's all I'm telling y'all. You know, again, I'm not saying Candace is right or wrong. I'm not arguing that. Lord knows I'm not going down that road with nobody about Candace. The only point I was making last night was I think sometimes we get caught up in the entertainment side of this and we forget it's a job. And I think we get so caught up in how we feel about people personally that we forget people's roles. And at the end of the day, Andy is her boss. She's an employee of the company. He is not her direct supervisor, but he is one of the big wigs. And when the big wig tells you, hey, girl, you may want to adjust some things, that's all I'm saying. And that doesn't mean that it's okay for Giselle to act a damn fool on the other side of the couch. That ain't what I'm saying either. I'm just talking about that one example. That's all. In California, even if you have cars, they will side with the employee a lot. Yeah, the majority of the time they side with the employee. Listen, let me tell you something. The burden of proof is high. It is very high. It's very high. So companies encourage you to put 2 weeks as a courtesy, but then decide they don't have to honor your courtesy. That's why I quietly quit. And you know what? That's why a lot of people are quietly quitting these days, because yes, it is a courtesy. They don't have to let you work out of notice. It is a courtesy. And that's why a lot of people do quit. Quietly quit, as they call it these days. Toxic bosses can be worked to your advantage because you can basically use the environment they create to make you untouchable. That's what I'm saying. Like I said, if I knew then what I know now, baby, I'd have played that thing I'd have played that thing so much differently. But like I said, that was my first real job out of college. And my mama was like, girl, that's not even what you went to college for. You don't need that job, especially if it's making you sick. You don't need that job. And that's all 21 years old, that's all I needed to hear was my mama tell me I could quit. I could quit. Oh, okay. Well, I'm quitting, Anyway, so with that being said, Ashley releases a video last night where basically she says, I am not, hold on, I'm going to let y'all read. I'm going to let y'all watch the video. I'm going to let y'all look at the video, child. It's not long.
So I really hate that I have to say anything about this and that I have to address this, but it seems to have just gotten way out of control. First and foremost, I am not a colorist. I know everyone wants to deem me that. They want to make all these accusations about me because of my own skin tone, but I don't claim that because that's not me. I feel like people forget that I have had issues or disagreements with every single woman on the show for whatever reason, for whatever thing that we disagreed upon at some point in time, irrespective of the hue of her skin. So I always start at 100 with people until you give me a reason to take it down. All right. That is all that has transpired. And I still care about the women on this show. And I hope that everyone, including them, knows that nothing that I will ever feel about you is because of your color of your skin. So I really hate that I have to say.
So that's what Ashley said. Listen, I'm not about to get into a colorism conversation. But what I am going to say is that's what Ashley had said last night. And I'm done with it. This is what I'm going to say. I saw a comment that somebody left under my video, and this is what I agree with. I do not think Ashley is a colorist. However, I do think that Ashley has benefited from her light skin privilege. That is my opinion. That's my opinion. But that's true. She wouldn't admit it if she were a child. Yeah, exactly. Sleepless in New York City. That's how I feel about it. I do not think that she's a colorist because remember, the first person she came after on this show was Robin. When Ashley came on this show, the first person she came after was Robin. But I do think that she benefits from her light skin privilege. That's just my opinion. Y'all ain't gotta agree with it, and that's cool. I know most of y'all won't, and that's fine. It's definitely a double standard, Laws Blair. It's definitely a double standard. And I definitely will, because even like you said, the way that Robin, like the fact that even when that whole thing went down with Monique, that incident between Monique and Robin with the umbrella, the fact that they put that on Monique, and I was like, but why y'all acting like Monique just hit her with an umbrella or just try? She put the umbrella up because Robin was getting in her face. Like, did we conveniently forget how Robin showed up at Ashley's job at the time, her place of business, and got in that woman's face? Like, again, the fact that nobody ever called Robin out on her behavior, but Monique, Candace, Wendy are aggressive. Yeah, there's definitely a double standard. I ain't about to sit here and argue that, child. I mean, again, I'm not arguing at all. I'm gonna stop using that word because I'm not arguing. We just talking. Hey, Taylor Tay. Hey, boo. Monique was defending herself against a man. You know what, Xavier? They benefit from it, and they also play into a negative stereotypes of darker skinned women. Ashley gave Robin hell for seasons unprovoked, and no one called her aggressive or said she deserved to be dragged. Yeah. So that was that, y'all. Y'all know I don't do the colorism conversation over here, but I did bring it up. I did talk about it. Y'all know I normally don't go down that yellow brick road, child. I don't go down that yellow brick road. There wasn't any darker women the first season except for Charisse. Okay. I don't see colorism on these reality shows. They're all paid to stir up drama. Didn't Karen call her out season 1? Didn't Karen call who out? Robin? Child, I can't remember back to season 1. All I remember from season 1 with Karen is how she called Giselle out for not knowing proper etiquette, child, about where to sit at her birthday party. I promise you I don't remember nothing else about season 1. And I watched season 1, but I wasn't reviewing the show back then, and my memory just, child, I don't remember. She benefits from her light skin just like my oldest benefits from his light skin over his brother who is light, but skin tone is a little more darker, both from the same father. Ashley for her behavior. She probably called, yeah, because I remember that they all of them called out Ashley for season 1, because Ashley's ass, y'all know Ashley ain't know how to act season 1, child. She was all over the damn place. Stirring up drama is fine, but the issue is when you call darker skinned women aggressive and ferocious for doing the same thing they all do. Yeah. Last but not least, before we get out of here, child, NeNe boyfriend finally filed for divorce, honey. And he is making it clear that the timeline of when he left his wife versus when him and NeNe got together is not the same. Now, he's saying he left his home on September the 19th. That is the date that the official separation started. And that pictures of him and NeNe didn't start, becoming public until December of 2021. We know that there's currently a lawsuit where the ex-wife is, or soon to be ex-wife, is suing. Oh, thank you, Taylor. Thank you for thank you for becoming a subscriber, y'all. Y'all welcome Taylor Tay baby to the tribe, honey. They call Ashley cutesy words like messy and imposter, but never label her or chastise her the way Candace is. Okay. Oh shoot. Oh Lord. Sorry, somebody from work is calling me. Lons Blair, you know what? And am I saying your name right? Lons Blair. Let me know if I'm saying your name right. You are. I thought I had acknowledged you. My bad, baby. Lons Blair is a new subscriber as well. It's another new subscriber. Oh, we already welcome. So welcome. And I apologize, baby. I apologize. You are a new subscriber. And please let me know if I'm saying your name right. But welcome to the tribe, you guys. I've enjoyed y'all's conversation because y'all have definitely jumped right on in, honey. I jumped right on in the conversation, and I love it. Because like I tell people all the time, it would be boring if everybody agreed with me. I don't want y'all to agree with me. I like the conversation. I like the back and forth, okay? Because it would be, listen, if I just wanted everybody to agree with me, I would have a conversation in the mirror. Because everybody in the mirror agree with me. You know what I'm saying? It's Lawson Blair. Thank you, DMV. I'm saying it wrong, Lawson. Thank you, love. No, I want to acknowledge you, babes. I definitely want to acknowledge y'all. Messy and pot stirrers, cutesy. Listen. So what we know is that this woman has filed a lawsuit against NeNe because in the state of North Carolina, that law still exists. What is it? Alienation of affection. And basically she's saying that NeNe interfered with her marriage and caused the problem in her marriage. Okay. The husband is now filing for official divorce and saying NeNe ain't got nothing to do with this. We were separated before I started dating NeNe, and I had every intention of divorcing. I think North Carolina is still one of those states where you have to be separated for a year first, and that is the delay. Now, why he ain't filed for divorce on September the 20th, that ain't my business. Maybe he was out of town. He was traveling with NeNe. Maybe he was busy. Maybe he missed the date on his calendar. I don't know. But at the end of the day, he has filed now. It'll be interesting to see what ends up happening with this lawsuit. I don't know. Again, it goes down to whatever proof this woman might have. I mean, does she have emails? Does she have voicemails? Does she have proof that this man started dating NeNe before they were officially separated? And also the question is, what was the state of our marriage before we were separated? Like, was our marriage in a good space? Were we in a bad space? You know what I'm saying? Because the reality is we may not have been in a good space when we were separated. We may not have been in a good, anybody who's been I've never been married, but I've certainly been in long-term relationships. You know it's over before it's over. Y'all, you feel what I'm saying? Like, especially if y'all moved in together and y'all got to divide up the CDs and stuff. The marriage or relationship is over before the marriage or relationship is over. And so the question is going to have to come down to, can you prove, and I'm no lawyer. Y'all know I ain't going to nobody's law school, but in my mind, that's what I'm thinking. Can you prove that your marriage was in a good space or still in a salvageable, let me say that, salvageable space before he got involved in this relationship with NeNe. And the fact that it was public, like she said, I found out about the relationship when everybody else did, when he was down to the Instagram. Okay. It has to be very disconcerting that your husband, let's assume that his timeline is accurate. It has to be very disconcerting that your husband moves out of the marital home in September and by December has gone public gotten into a very public relationship with a celebrity and that you found out about it on Instagram. Like, can you imagine waking up one morning and finding out that your husband that just moved out of your house 2 months ago is now in a very public relationship with a celebrity? And it's all over your timeline. People calling you, emailing you, texting you, blowing you up. You know what I'm saying? Your neighbors looking at you crazy because they be like, wait a minute, when he leave? He just cut the grass 2 months ago. What happened? So I can imagine that she's angry. I don't know if she's going to win a lawsuit, but I can certainly imagine that she's angry. And it's something that has to be processed, you know? But I think the lawsuit is going to quietly be settled. Now, how it's going to be settled, I don't know. But I certainly don't see this lawsuit ever making it inside of anybody's courtroom. I could be wrong, but I don't see it getting inside of nobody's courtroom, child. What's my likes looking like, y'all? There's 123 people in the chat. Welcome again, everybody, and I hope that you are liking that as a free way to support the channel. If I ever get married, I'm getting married in North Carolina. I'm going to get my money. I know that's right, Xavier Child. They probably get rid of that law by now. By then. Ashley is white, passing from a not favorable upbringing and will favor what will benefit her life. She's not colors, but she will go with the flow that makes her life easy. Now, see, Callie, girl, I don't think we have enough information to make that determination about Ashley, because Ashley has never presented herself to be anything but black on this show. She has never pretended to be anything but a black woman. She's been very clear that she's a black woman. And I don't think we have enough information to say that that's how she has allowed herself to be presented in public. We don't know her. I don't think we have, because I think that's a very serious accusation to put on somebody. And I just don't think we have enough information. I know somebody who's friends with Ashley. And I'm not friends with Ashley. I've never met Ashley, but I know somebody who is friends with Ashley. And she was Miss DC. And when she was Miss DC, she never misrepresented who she was. She was a black woman or, biracial woman. She's never misrepresented, for as far as I know. And she's never misrepresented who she is. Yeah, she's mixed. She's biracial. But she's always identified as a black woman. She's never shied away from being a black woman that I know of. When she was Miss DC, that is how she identified. On this show, she has never identified as anything other than that. Here's the reality. I can't control how you treat me. And that's why I say that she benefits from her light skin privilege, because that's like a white person. When you say that that you have white privilege, you can't control that you benefit from white privilege. You can't control that when the police pulls you over, they treat you differently because you're a white man or a white woman. You can't control that. So benefiting from the privilege, I've always heard Ashley say she's black. I've always heard Ashley say she's black. So maybe I don't know. But you can't control the fact that somebody looks at you and they afford you a privilege because of what you look like. That's like pretty women or nice looking men. They can't control the fact that somebody treats them a certain way because they're pretty. But I have never heard Ashley not identify with being a black woman. She said it. She has said it repeatedly. True, that was a whole plot point season 1. Yeah, they had a whole conversation season 1 about, because with Katie and her kids being biracial and Jewish, they had that Robin, because remember Katie said that Robin was biracial and Robin was like, I'm not biracial, both my parents are black, and Ashley was like, I am a black woman. Yeah. No, being as light as she is easily accepted by others because, right. Okay, let me finish reading that. Not saying she doesn't identify as a black woman. She can't control it, but she been okay. Well, we agree with that. I agree with that one, Cali girl. Yeah, I agree that she benefits from it. Absolutely. And I said that. I said that I personally don't think she's a colorist, but I think she benefits from being light skinned. I agree with that. 100% I agree with that. You know, because I got into it with one of my coworkers, a white guy. Me and him got into it one time, child. We got into it one time. And I told him, I said, that's your white privilege. Oh, he got so mad. Woo, you would think I had called him a racist. I said, I'm not saying that you racist. I'm not saying that you are a racist. But what I'm saying is that you right now, you giving me some white privilege right now. I'm just letting you see it and identify so you understand what you're giving me right now. Baby, ooh, he got so mad at me. Ooh, he got so mad at me. But I was like, I'm just trying to tell you that's what you're giving. Right in this moment, that's what you're giving. I'm just trying to let you know what you're giving me, okay? Ooh, he was so mad, y'all. Ooh, that man was mad at me. Ooh, he was mad. He was mad. But I mean, at the end of the day, like I told him, I said, you don't even realize what you're doing because it's who you are. You're a white man. But what you are saying right now is very white privilege. And a little borderline racist, but I ain't go that far because he couldn't even handle the white privilege part. So he certainly couldn't handle the racist part. Yeah. Robin's situation is complex because both her parents are mixed and identify as black. So naturally, Robin did the same. But Ancestry reveals she's only 38% African. Yeah, the truth hurts really be, it does. And he couldn't handle it. Because, you know, he was one of them white teachers that tried to be cool, tried to be down with the black kids. He thought he was so cool and stuff. So he really couldn't handle the child when I threw that at him. Because you couldn't tell him that he wasn't power to the people. And I was like, boy, go sit down. Because that shit don't impress me. I see what you're doing. I see the games you're playing. Anyway, child, let me get ready to get out of here. It's 8 o'clock. I'm going to try to get caught up. I know I'm behind on everything. So I'm trying to get caught up this week. I'm finally home. I'm in town. I don't have to worry about going out of town this weekend. I'm not sick. So I need to get me some dinner because I have not eaten anything yet. And I still don't know what I want to eat for dinner, but I know I don't feel like cooking nothing. So I'm either going to have to run out here real quick. It's raining and I don't feel like going out in the rain, or get something delivered. I'll probably end up getting something delivered, child. But I'm going to try to get y'all, some of my dramas tonight. Cherish the Day, Queen Sugar, William the Baddest, child. William the Baddest is just a caricature. I can't do him. He's a caricature. I just can't do him on so many levels. It's so much there that I just can't do with William the Baddest. It's just, I can't. I can't. All right, y'all, let me get out of here. I love y'all. Thank you to all my new subscribers. Please, if you have not hit the like button, please hit the like button on your way out the door. I appreciate that. Y'all know it helps. It's a free way to support the channel, and y'all know it helps with everything as far as the algorithm and all that other good stuff. And I will talk to y'all later. Peace.